Okay, time to get some water so I can go on a little hike today. Probably need to fill up my water a little bit later whenever I go to the store. But for now, this will do. Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited because we're going on a little bit of an easy hike. Now this one isn't supposed to be anything too crazy. In fact, I found it on All Trails and it's in the Leadville area, so we're gonna get out here and see what we can find. I'm really excited about this because I've been just dying to go on a hike up here, so it is finally time. Before we even start off, we see some things to help us out along the way. If you have a dog, this is a dog-friendly trail. It does say up here though that it is not horse-friendly, so there we go. Today's trail is the Nature Trail Loop at the Hatchery here in Leadville, and it's approximately 1 mile. Now this is considered to be a birding trail, but they have some other things too, including red squirrel, the least chipmunk, red foxes, and then also it looks like the golden mantled squirrel and then mule deer, so that's pretty cool. Of course, if you're wanting to do any trails, make sure you always check out the signage before you take off, just because that way it'll give you an idea as to what to expect. Again, this is supposed to be an easy trail. The estimated time is anywhere between 1 hour and 2 hours for this one, depending on how fast or slow that you want to go, and then also how many times you want to stop. So with that said, let's go. Oh, this is also very nice. They have these beautiful signs that are very nice. They give you a visual of what you're looking at, which is this right here, the juniper, but it also tells you more about it. And this is cool because this helps us to learn as we're going along. I always love a good moment where we can get some brain wrinkles. So getting a brain wrinkle on a trail is just up our alley. So with that said, back to the trail we go. Now this is one that I would recommend wearing some hiking boots. There are some like low-lying like root systems and things. It's not super even, and it's definitely not ADA friendly, but it's very nice and it's beautiful, and you get to go through this amazing forest around us. So this is gonna be super, super awesome. This is also nice. They come and change this out seasonally so you can see what's blooming. Very cool. This is a great educational trail. And I think I hear water ahead, so I'm just gonna take it easy and get up that way, kind of keep awareness as I'm going and see what we can find. Very excited about water. I have been staying in the hot Texas all summer, and I have missed out on this. This is my happy place. Places that are beautiful, tree covered, mountainous, gorgeous, like this. Ooh, it looks like we have some berries through here, like all in this area. I think we found the water. It's right ahead, right across this little bridge you can see on both sides. Oh, this is peaceful. This is a good trail because it has beautiful views, a lot of little critters, a great education, but wow, the water. Oh, and it's a perfect day. In fact, I had to lose my hoodie because it was getting a little bit warmer as you're moving, you know? Some information about the beavers here too. That's really cool. Well, this is super sad. This tree right here, it says that this is all that was left because of an invasive species called the mountain pine beetle. And so it killed the tree, so they had to cut it down. I've seen several trees like that, so I wonder if it's all that. Also, we're approaching water again. Interesting. This actually looks like one of the fish runs. How it's set up, it has a pipe on it, and then it pipes out through this section. Kind of different, but there's a pipe that goes even further up this way. Just let me show you. So it goes up in this direction and into the berm up there. That's very interesting. It must be irrigation or drainage. But with that said, back on the trail we go. There are several up and downs in this, so kind of wanted to show you guys what it looks like so you could gauge your comfort level. Like this is a little bit more steep right here and bouldery, but that's okay. And like this is the path right here. So it's definitely not even, but there's another big sign up here, so let's get up to it and see what we're gonna learn next. I like to show you guys the different parts of the trail so you can determine if it's for you. I like to go on a lot of different kinds of trails, anything from easy to moderate, not really so much hard. But as I'm going about doing these, I want you to feel included in the views if you can't make it. But if you can make it, I want you to be able to see what you're up in for. So that's why I kind of shoot the videos the way that I do. Oh, very cool. It's about all of the different songbirds, and I have been seeing several of them. They're just harder to capture because they run away. But this actually shows you their migratory patterns and then also the names of the ones that we will most commonly see here. And if you're really quiet, you can hear them kind of whistling in the winds. It's really nice. The pine needles through this section almost like soften each step, so it's like a comfortable walk. With that, there's still some weird little slopes. Oh, that's wild. I can hear them creaking. Okay, so I got to this point and it goes actually into somebody's property, so we're going to make sure that we respect the private property beyond the line. And yeah, this is kind of interesting. I didn't expect to see that. It does look like there's a house like right over there though, so instead of going in that direction, I'm actually gonna go back in this direction, I think, so that I don't bother these nice people. The road looks like it's like over here also. They do have a little bit of a fence, so aside from that sign, there's also a fence. Okay, there's a nice little swing over here too. I think I got a little bit off of the main trail though. There's a section that looked a little weird. I think I took the wrong side. Oopsie. So not everything is as clearly marked as other places. So that's something else to note. So I'm using all trails to make sure I get back on trail. That way I'm not in somebody's space. Okay, back on track. I zigged instead of zagged. I can see a sign up here, so this is the right direction. That was beautiful going over there, so not upset about it. But I think we're getting closer to another source of water. Oh, wow. Definitely a source of water. This is amazing. It says this is a small lake that is the 6th and last in a series of impoundments known as the Evergreen Lakes. And you can find fish like this here. Now with that said, you cannot fish here, so don't bring your poles. I believe this is where that pipe was coming from. I see some things on this side over here. I'll show you. I've got to get a little closer to the shore though, but there is also a nice rest point here, so we may just sit and soak it in a minute. I don't know, we'll see. This is really amazing. I don't know why I haven't done this one before. Toward the shore we go, and as we do, oh wow, it's just beautiful. This is so gorgeous down here. And I see a fish. The water is so clear, I could just see him even from a few feet back. Wow, that's awesome. Oh, and there's another one right there too. Oh, this is cool. This is very cool. Now Now this is what you think of when you think of Colorado, right? Beautiful mountain lakes. Oh, this is gorgeous. Clear water, beautiful blue skies. Yeah, this nature trail has a little bit of everything. I'm definitely loving this one and highly recommending this one to you guys. Oh man, I could sit here for a while. This is just soaking in. That crisp air is just so fabulous. Oh, wow. Nature is doing its thing, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, I turned a corner and there's another lake. What? Oh wow. You can see over here, here's the lake, but there's another sign here that tells us a little bit more about the birds of prey in this area. Looks like they have a red-tailed hawk, a goshawk, a northern goshawk, I don't know if that's right or not, a great horned owl, a bald eagle, a Swanson's hawk, and a Cooper's hawk, and then the American crestel. That's cool. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's so beautiful. The reflections, the slight little disruption of the water. You can see some fish again. Yeah, this is a beautiful nature trail, definitely. It's not just your average run-of-the-mill nature trail, though. It really gives you a dose of Colorado in a big way. So this is nice. And something else I'm noticing is there's not trash on this trail. It's very well maintained. Either people are bringing their things and taking them out with them, or someone is cleaning up after everybody, because it's nice. It's really important to pack in and pack out, so if you are coming to any trails, just bring a little bag with you. I have one in my fanny pack just in case I find something, so remember that. We want to keep these places open. I just did something a little interesting. I pulled up my all trails and took a picture so you guys could see what this trail looks like. So this is what the trail looks like as a whole. As you can see, lots of water here, lots of kind of windiness though also. So this is about to be, we're about halfway through. So we're gonna see some more water, I think. I'm so excited. And I just keep seeing little ground squirrels carrying little materials to their nests, which is really cool also. This is a great time. It's not quite fall, but almost fall. So yeah. Here we go. This is what that concrete structure is. It's called a fish kettle. It's supposed to catch the small fish above the basin. That's kind of interesting. Apparently they would use these while they drained the lake so that the fish wouldn't go into nothing, basically. So that's really cool. Really, really cool. Okay, the nature trail proceeds this way and goes up in this direction. But wow, here's another one. This one actually backs up to some of the hatchery buildings over there. Very beautiful. Looks like we're just going to be going beside this one for a little bit. This is one of the larger ones, it looks like. Again, I could stay here all day, but there's more trail to be had, so up here we go. Oh, this is a big dip right here. So a big dip with some stairs out. So another kind of interesting little path. It's only fitting that by one of the lakes we learn a little bit more about the fish. It talks a little bit more about the greenback cutthroat trout here, and it says it's native to this area actually. It also says that this is a threatened species now, so that's why there's no fishing. So we're gonna watch and remember, this is one of the leave no trace principles. We don't disrupt the wildlife whatsoever. So we're just gonna observe them and be grateful of them, but not fish them out, because that's bad. Oh, this is cool. I don't know what exactly it is, but it looks like a camp of some kind maybe. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look into this a little bit more. This is beautiful up here. Oh, now this is one that we'll want to take note of. Bears. This says that they actually have bears in this area and they can weigh up to 300 pounds as an adult. So they're not a true hibernator and they can wake up and wander at any time. So that's something really interesting that you should take note of when traveling through this area. Now at some point I might do a bear safety video for everyone so that we'll know what to do. I've talked to many rangers and they've given me some great advice. So if you'd be interested in that, leave it in the comments below. Say, yes, tell me about bears. Or just put a little bear emoji. And if I see a lot of those, I'll make sure to do one of those videos sooner rather than later. Yeah, this is definitely a camp of some kind. They have a volleyball net. They have like a little events area. Really cool. But we are off in this direction next to yet another beautiful lake. The other thing that's really awesome about this hike is you get some really great views of the mountains, and Mount Massive is actually one of the largest 14ers here in Colorado, so that's pretty cool too. Now the hiking up there is pretty difficult, otherwise I would love to take you up. But I'm having a struggle bus breathing in the high altitude after coming from very low altitude, so I'm trying to like let my lungs get up to par before I take on anything any higher than Leadville. So maybe we'll get up to that eventually, but probably not this trip. In fact, right here, there's even a sign about it. It says that it's on the other side of the lake, and so that's the massive mountain that we're seeing, literally Mount Massive. And it's the second highest peak in the Rocky Mountains. Wow. So there it is, guys, right up there. That's Mount Massive. Yep, indeed there is snow. This is very cool. Whenever I did the tour of the actual hatchery, there's a portion about history and it talks about this, the Evergreen Lakes Hotel site. This was actually built in the 1880s and it was a tourist attraction that brought in a lot of very wealthy people to this area. And they would have beautiful views of the mountains, and also it had kind of a interesting person who stayed there. Have you heard of Unsinkable Molly Brown from the Titanic story? She actually stayed here and called this place a place that she liked to recreate, which is kind of cool. Of course, she also has a home in Colorado that you can go and tour, which is also kind of neat. But this place is no more, so this is all we have to learn a little bit more about it. And it's fascinating. Now, to kind of go into a little bit more detail about Unsinkable Molly Brown, she liked it so much that she had her wedding here. And unfortunately, again, it was built in like the 1880s. Well, it burned down in like the 1890s. So it's a very short run of such a grand place. But on here you can find photos of what it looked like, and it sat right along from these lakes that we've been seeing, and it offered prime recreation and views. So very uppity at the time, let me tell you. Now inside this case they have some of the things that they have found in this area that remain from that time, so let's take a look before we hit the trail again. They have found fine china and silver. They have found these like square nails. They have found bottles that could have had all sorts of interesting things in them. They have even found a mason jar. Now this place was nice. It was super nice, and this is what it looked like right here. You can see it is towering above the lake. Now the other reason that they were here was because of a mineral spring. They thought that mineral springs helped to heal the body, and so a lot of people would come here because they wanted to have those benefits. So it's kind of interesting to learn about that. But with that said, back on the trail we go, and we have a sign here, and then we go up, I believe. Oh, this is about the other mountain that we can see from this area. It says the pointed peak in the background is Mount Elbert, and it's the highest peak in the Rocky Mountains, and only Mount Whitney in California is considered to be higher. So as we go up here, you can see it kind of peeking up through this little patch right here. That's Mount Elbert. Okay, the sign that we just looked at was there. Then you climb up some steps, and then we go to this area where there's another sign up here just waiting for us. And this one tells us about the American dwarf mistletoe, which is a parasitic plant that grows exclusively on pine trees. Oh, there's another beautiful place to just sit and observe, and what a view to do it with. You know, it's not so often that I really miss something, but I haven't been to Colorado in a year. And every time I come up, it just brings me a really good peace. It's beautiful, it's calming, you can find water or trees within just a short distance, and it continuously brings me back. even in the same places that I've been to before, I see new things every time. I've been to Leadville probably at this point 15, 20 times, and I've never been on this trail. So it just goes to show that you can find a place and it can really just unfold more and more the more you get to know it. So it's beautiful out here, definitely beautiful. I'm just gonna sit here for a few minutes and take it in, I think. This is pretty interesting. It talks about how the dead trees are left because they actually serve a purpose in the ecosystem. So as a tree dies, insects actually break it down and then they serve as food for other animals. Every time I come out, I learn some new cool things, but that's one of the things that I've learned time and time again is that everything in nature serves a purpose. That's why it's so important for us to not take anything or to disrupt anything. So if we're out here just enjoying ourselves, we're seeing things that are literally an entire world around us moving, which is so cool. So everything has to be here for all the things that exist here to be able to survive. So that was pretty cool. That explained it a little bit better. Again, great information, tons of brain wrinkles on this one. Okay guys, I'm back on the trail. I just found this amazing little piece of water. Water is everywhere on this trail and it's gorgeous. I also had a really great conversation with somebody else out on the trail. It was fabulous. They had a dog, I was petting him. We had like a probably 30-minute conversation. He's from the area. He comes out here almost every day. And this is how they do their recreation, which is an amazing thing to have in your backyard. But yeah, so as we're kind of going, just taking in this last little bit and we're almost back to the trailhead. Okay, we're heading back toward the hatchery. So we're going in this direction now. A little harder to tell, but this is definitely a steeper downhill that uses roots kind of to hold the stairs together. You can see it like right here. So we're going down, down, down. Oh, this is a little interesting building. You can only see the top of it, and then there's this little pipe. Oh, this was the spring. It says that this is one of the collection boxes for the spring water. Very cool. And then another historic photo to go along with it. Ooh, this is a slightly more woolly section of the trail, but we are almost there. Oh no, I saw this and this just makes me sad. You should never carve your initials into a tree, because it actually damages the tree and could actually kill it. We talked about leave no trace. That's actually another part of leave no trace. If you didn't know that, again, I'm gonna go over all of the leave no trace in a future video to kind of really break it down for everybody so that we can understand it together, but that's really, really bad. Oh, it looks like this is the end, and this brings us out over by the opposite side of the hatchery, which again, go check out that video. This was a wonderful trail. I definitely recommend it to anyone coming out to the Leadville area. It's gorgeous. You can see all sorts of amazing things and learn a little bit about the area. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. Trails like this definitely are that. Till next time guys, bye. Okay, I see Dimples. That was a good hike.